A virtual tour is an online element that you can use to help produce wonderful effects for your book, like helping you become an Amazon subcategory bestseller, helping you increase your Google page rank and increase your following. Now, I don't say that a virtual tour will absolutely sell books for you, but you have to remember that if you line the other three benefits up, you're likely to sell books. One way to think of a virtual tour is like a ground tour, except instead of going from Houston to San Antonio to Dallas to El Paso, if you're really ambitious, instead you're going to, say, 4 different websites or blogs instead that have high traffic. So where you would have gone to a bookstore or a private home where you were expecting a certain level of turnout, instead you would do that online, and then those are called your stops. So instead of cities being your stops, it's a frequently updated website or blog.
Publishers do not have the money to send you out on the road, like a 16-city media tour or anything like that. So if you want to get the word out about your book, and truthfully, authors, you're going to have to do all the work yourself. Setting up a blog tour is actually really an efficient way to get the word out about your book without literally having to leave home. You do it all from home. So a couple of months before your book comes out, you want to reach out to like-minded bloggers, even to bloggers that are sort of on the periphery of what you're writing about, and see if they'll host a guest post from you, or a guest video, or maybe they want to do a Skype interview with you, or you've recorded a podcast, or even if you've created a book trailer, they may just put the book trailer up as sort of that guest post, and then you're getting the word out about your book. You have 1 post a day. When I've done blog tours, let's say April 1st to April 30th, every day of the month I'm on a different blog doing a different post, a different podcast, a different video, all the while reinforcing, this is my new book, this is what it's about, here's my message that's relevant to the audience of this blog. And the cool thing is, that lives out there forever. So even when the book tour is over, I can still see through Google Analytics links coming back to me, people coming back to my Suddenly Frugal blog from those guest interviews that I did years ago.
Well, it's a win-win. Guest blogging is a win-win. First of all, as I run the blog, I get free content on my site. So people are going to come to my site to enjoy the free content, which is good content instruction on the craft and business of publishing. And then what happens for them is they step on my large platform. I'm getting 100,000 page views a month, and they come to me and they try to promote their own books. In exchange for giving me free content, I will show their book to as many people as I can show it to, and I will tweet the news and I'll Facebook the news and I'll try and spread the word about the post. So they get promotion for their books and I get content to get people coming back. What I try to do from time to time is honestly just look over the books in Publishers Weekly. Publishers Weekly, the back, maybe a quarter of it to a third of the magazine is all the books that are being released in the next few months. And what you do is I look through it and I just circle anyone who seems like an interesting author, typically people who are up and coming. If you were to contact someone who's very successful and say, would you like to guest blog for me for free, there's little to no motivation for them to do that. They're selling hundreds of thousands of books and they're going to have to put a lot of effort in for not a whole lot of payoff. But authors who are up and coming, who I see in Publishers Weekly, I will reach out to and just propose the opportunity. If you have material, I'll take reprinted material. Would you like to put it on my site and maybe possibly run a contest for a random giveaway? And in exchange, you can use the Writer's Digest platform to promote your book. So I will reach out to them directly. A small percentage of them come to me, especially repeats. When I reach out to someone and say, will you guest blog for me? If they have a positive experience, 6 months later, they'll just say, can I do it again?
When we do, like for example, when we do a book blog tour, it's not necessarily a tour per se, like there's not really a tour schedule. We really look for high traffic, high profile bloggers that are getting a lot of love. So I would say to anybody considering if you're going to do a book blog tour yourself, or if you're going to hire somebody, look for blogs that have, and any company should be able to send you examples of blogs that they've had authors featured on. Look for blogs that are getting a lot of comments, that have a lot of interaction. take a look and see if they're, some bloggers are selling ads on their blogs. Some bloggers, if they're selling ads, they have to sort of release their traffic numbers to you. Some of them, not everybody does. That tends to be a little suspect. Just be really careful, because I've had authors that have done like 50 blog tours, 50 blog tours across, 2 months or whatever. And it seems really impressive, but it doesn't necessarily move the needle. There's a term in the industry, micro-influencer, which essentially means that small is the new big. So going after bloggers who have they may not seem like really big time bloggers, but they're very focused on your niche, and they have an aggressive following, and people are commenting and they love everything that the blogger does. That's much more impactful. One of those is much more impactful than 5 or 10 or even 15 other blogs that really are not generating a lot of waves, so to speak. So be really careful. And again, you're much better off doing a smaller thing that has more impact than going to something that has, big impressive, like the 50 blog tour that I talked about.
A book tour is really on everybody's list of what they want when they first publish a book. It's what's going to make publishing a book exciting. But now we can do it on the net with a blog tour and reach millions and millions more people and not get tired doing it. With a blog tour, you might use videos. That might mean you have to get up and put your lipstick on. And for you men, maybe even, shave. But you can do a blog tour in your bunny slippers without combing your hair. And I love that. So it is one of the few things that I suggest that writers actually spend a little bit of their promotion budget on someone to do it for you. And I'll tell you the reason that I do that is because if you're a brand new author, you probably don't have a lot of contacts out there. You can certainly find them on the web, easy enough. You can sure do this yourself, but it is a little bit of a learning curve. And you can find people easily, but these experts, these people who do it for a living, actually already have a Rolodex. And the beauty of that is that Rolodex, whoever they assigned to participate on your blog tour, actually then become part of your Rolodex. So you're getting a permanent fixture to add to your marketing campaigns and every future marketing campaign from then on. So you get one of these people, or you start to do it yourself, and you simply ask people for interviews, for blogs, and you plan again well in advance so that you have plenty of time to do that. And then preferably you put on your website, you do have a website, don't you? A page for that blog tour. So that blog tour then actually has a page of its own that you can refer people to, and those people will see where your article, where your interview, where your review is on the web. And when they see that, they click through on the day that it appears, and they can follow that blog tour on one or all, any way they want. But that also helps build it helps build your Google presence in terms of your footprint on the search engines. So that's one of the things you're after with this blog tour. It's not just about drawing readers to the interviews, to the reviews, to whatever the blogger is doing. It's also about building a footprint on the engine so that when somebody looks up your name or looks up the title of your book, lo and behold, you look like somebody who's out there. You look like somebody who has experience. You look like somebody who has a book that people are reading. So it's all about promotion. It's all about building a book footprint. And it's also about getting readers. And of course, reviews and interviews are a great way to do that.